Ooh. Okay.
All right.
Are we live?
All right. Hi, guys. Welcome. I think we had a small delay there.
Yeah.
So welcome to another
Sorry.
webinar. Hi, welcome. Join us for another webinar.
Hi, guys. Okay. So my name is Anna. I'm from England.
Hi, Anna.
Hello. I used to live in a place called Essex, which is in the southeast, and now I live in Florence, and I work with Kate.
Works with me. Yes, we work together. We work together at the Florence School in Piazza Alberti. Yeah, we are colleagues. So we both live in Florence. Where in Florence do you live, more or less, Anna?
I live more or less near Piazza Beccaria.
So you're a little out of the centre, is that right?
Yeah.
You're not quite in the centre. Yeah, I'm in the south part. I'm across the river. So we are both in a good location, I think. We are not in the centre, but we are in a good area for access and everything. So yeah, fantastic.
Nice.
Okay, cool. And how long have you lived in Florence for, Anna?
This is my 8th month in Florence. So yeah, it's good. What about you?
I've lived in Florence for 2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, more or less 2.5 years. I came in 2017, so it's approaching or towards the end of 2017. So it's approaching 3 years. Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
So
we have
yes.
Kate, would you like to read?
So, ho, which is lovely. I think probably you mean hi, which is great. So, hi, I'm Tiziana from Venice. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful Venice. Hi, Tiziana. Welcome. Fantastic. Have you been to Venice, Anna?
I have never been. It's on my never-ending list of places to visit.
Yes. It's I recommend it. It's a very, very, very beautiful city. And I imagine, Tiziana, at the moment, Venice is a very strange place because, like many of the big cities in Italy, Venice is usually full of tourists, right? But I imagine Venice is almost empty now. Certainly here in Florence. Of course, everyone is inside. This is good. But also we have no tourists. So it feels very strange. So I imagine Venice is a very interesting place, very beautiful to see the streets empty. Sad, but also strangely beautiful, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. And I think it's good for the water because there's not so many big boats. So I think the water is clearer. Maybe.
In fact, I read. Sorry, everyone. I have something in my eye. Sorry, everyone. This is terrible. In fact, I read the other day. Apparently, there are dolphins now in the water in Venice. The dolphins have returned because previously they could not navigate with all of the boats, and it was dangerous for the motor of the engine of the boats. If they were electric boats, usually in usually in Venice, they do not have an engine, but it was too busy. And people have they've seen dolphins in Venice because they've returned, because now there are no people. So they are very curious, like, where are all the people? Where did everybody go? So yeah, very interesting.
Amazing.
Tiziana responds. Okay. Ooh, now this is a really, really good. This is really good, Tiziana. So she says, yes. Now it is desert. Now you're so close, Tiziana. This is fantastic. So what's the problem here, Anna?
The problem is we're missing a few letters.
Excellent. So a desert is a sandy, dry place. What's the adjective, Anna?
Deserted.
Fantastic. Yes. So this is the adjective. that you're looking for. So it is deserted. So it comes from the word desert, because a desert is empty usually. It's very dry and there are no people. So it's, you can say maybe Venice is like a desert. It is deserted.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah, very strange. Strange times we live in. Strange times we live in. All right, cool. So Anna, what are we talking about today?
Today we are looking at creative writing.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah,
All right, cool. So shall we get started?
Yes, let's.
Fantastic.
Okay, Kate, would you like to read?
Of course. So, focus activity 10 to 13, creative writing. In this focus activity, some fun English expressions, writing with a focus on creativity and accuracy.
Great. Okay. So, Kate, have you ever done any creative writing before?
Yes, I have. In fact, before we start this activity, this is a good point. So yeah, I have done creative writing before. When I was a child, I loved creative writing. I really loved to write stories and to create worlds. And now I don't write so much, but I do play Dungeons and Dragons. So I create stories for my friends so we can play a game, basically.
Wow.
I studied English at university, and when I studied abroad, I went to Australia and I studied creative writing when I was in Australia. And part of my thesis was I had to write a story, and then we had to workshop the story. So to workshop something is when you bring something creative to a group of people and they give you feedback, they make some criticism, they give you some ideas, and so they are like your first readers. So we did some workshops with our work, and yeah, it was very, very interesting. Quite challenging, I find quite challenging, because you must be very vulnerable when you give, like, I made this, can you criticize it? It's quite, you feel quite vulnerable, but it was a very good experience for me. So yeah. And you, Anna, have you ever done any creative writing?
So I've only ever done creative writing at secondary school. We had to do creative writing usually for one of our last English exams in high school.
Interesting.
But that's probably the only time I've ever done any creative writing. But I enjoy reading. So
okay. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So yes, I one of the things I find really interesting is how many people do write. Many people write, usually for pleasure, for themselves. But there are many people I met in my life who said, "Oh yes, I'm writing a book," or "Oh yes, I'd love to write a book," or "Oh yes, I started writing a book, but I didn't finish." I think there are a lot of like secret writers, people who write, but maybe they don't do anything. Maybe they don't publish, but they love to write.
Yes.
And I think many people do this, but they don't talk about it. I think it's a very typical thing, in fact. So, yeah.
Cool. We have some more people joining us.
Fantastic.
We have Alessandra.
Hi, Alessandra. Hi, everyone. Where are you? Where are you currently? What's your city? What's your region?
And Alessandra said, nice
fantastic.
to meet you. I'm a graphic designer. I live in Sicily and I'm learning English because I want to move to Sydney next year. Wow.
Oh my goodness, that's fantastic. Amazing. So you want to visit, you want to go to Australia. Wow. And when you say move to Sydney, do you mean like permanently? You want to change your country and go to Australia? That's so cool, Alessandra. Tell us more.
We also have
Anna
Maria.
Our old friend, Anna Maria is back. Hi, Anna Maria. Anna Maria is like, she's like our groupie. It's amazing. And she follows us in our our
Number
online
one
webinars.
fan.
It's so wonderful. Thank you, Anna Maria. So nice to see you again.
Okay. So,
Alessandra has a really interesting comment here. I think this is really important.
Yes.
So creativity is the most important thing of my work. Now as a graphic designer, I can imagine this is so fundamental. Very small thing. Creativity is the most important thing. We don't use of. What's the preposition we use when we talk about a superlative, Anna?
For.
Oh, that's interesting. That's not the preposition I was thinking of. But you're absolutely right.
I would say for.
Okay, I would. You know what? You're absolutely right. In fact, let's say there are two choices. Okay. So, okay, it depends. So with Anna's idea, the most important thing for my work is because it connects to your work.
Yeah.
If you speak more generally, you can say the most important thing about my work. About is probably is more general. For could be more specific. So if I say my favorite thing about Florence is the architecture, but I couldn't say my favorite thing for Florence is the architecture. This is not correct. So maybe if you're not sure, better is my favorite thing or the most important thing or la 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 about the thing. So I would say about is more general, but for is possible as well. So sorry, Anna.
No, that's okay. You're throwing a spanner in the works.
Either way, whatever the structure, Alexandra, that's really, really interesting. Yeah, very interesting. Of course, so important for your work. So important.
Yeah. We also have Tiziana says, I used to write a diary when I was young, but now I have no time.
This is true. Anna, have you ever kept a diary? This is a very interesting question.
I kept a diary when I was younger, about 14, but I have since thrown it away because it was hideously embarrassing to read back.
Oh God, yeah, it's terrible to read your diary again.
So
embarrassing. So embarrassing. No, I agree with you.
No, I couldn't. When I moved to Florence, I was gifted by my mum a little book that you just write notes in. So it's not necessarily a diary, but if I have something nice to remember, then I just write it in the date. So it's not quite a diary, it's like just got little pieces of snippets of information.
Okay, I mean, that's good too. I think sometimes if you keep a diary, you feel so much pressure, right?
Yeah.
You feel so much pressure every day. I must write, and then you miss a day, and you think, oh my God, I didn't write, and I'm too much pressure. So I used to keep a diary. Now I don't. Like you, Tiziana, I don't have so much time, but also I try to, if there is something important in my life, maybe I write something, or there is a fantastic website which is called Future Me, and on Future Me you can write an email and you can send it to yourself from the past. So you choose a date in the future and you write the email and then you click send, and then the email will arrive on the date you decide. So I do this very frequently. So I am, living my life, I'm at work or I'm at home, and then I receive an email and it's from me from like 2 years ago. And it's a very, very strange experience, but it's really interesting to have this small window into my past. So when there is an important event in my life, then this is what I do now. I don't write it down for me now. I write it down for my future, so I can remember in the future. Strange, very weird, but this is what I do. So. Oh, Anna Maria. Okay, we must identify Anna Maria's comment. Okay, now Anna Maria, you must be very careful. Now, maybe this is what we mean, but Anna, what does it mean if you fancy someone?
It means that you are romantically attracted to them.
Exactly. So if you say I fancy you, it means I am attracted to you. Now, this is perfectly possible, Anna Maria.
Yeah.
I mean, Anna and I are very good. people. Let's be honest, we're very beautiful. Honestly, I fancy Anna too, so it's totally fine. No. But be careful, because if you say fancy, always it's a romantic thing. So maybe this is correct, but we don't use to. We would say or of or at. There is no preposition. I fancy you, like this. So if you see someone in a bar or in a disco, you can buy them a drink and say, "Hey, I fancy you," if you want. If you don't, it's quite strong. But if you want, you can. If you have some confidence, maybe you can. So maybe something like, "I like you." This is perfect. This is perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. Tatiana she agrees with us.
Yes. That's mine was extremely embarrassing.
So embarrassing, Tatiana, honestly, and very strange. This is the problem, because you read again the diary and you think, my goodness, I was very passionate about this nothing,
this wanting ham sandwiches in my lunchbox.
Exactly. Yeah, like I was so angry with my mum because she didn't let me stay up and watch TV, and I was so angry, and it was the worst thing in my life. And you think, oh my God. So yeah, it's I think it's important to forget the diaries and just maybe for your grandchildren, not your children, but maybe for your grandchildren, they could be interested. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Alessandra, this is not allowed. Never, ever, 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 ever say sorry for a mistake. Sorry is if there is a problem. But there is no problem if you make a mistake. A mistake is so important. You must make mistakes to learn. So never say sorry. Never say sorry. It's absolutely fine. No problem.
And also the same for Anna Maria. Oh,
sorry.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, no, don't say sorry. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
No, it's really important. It's really important to try the language, and then we can guide again. So no sorries. Sorry is not allowed. Okay, guys? No more sorries. It's forbidden.
Okay.
Excellent. All right, so let's continue, shall we, Anna?
Yes, let's.
Okay.
Shall I read?
Yeah, go for it. Why not?
Okay. Mad Lib. Mad Libs are a great way to get the creative juices flowing. In pairs or by yourself, think of a word for each of these categories. Location.
Okay.
Do you want to?
No, I need pen and paper.
Okay. Location, an action, continuous verb. A colour, an object, noun. An adjective, a food, a body part. An item of clothing, a body part. An exclamation.
Oh, so exciting. Okay. So, guys who are watching, if you are in the chat and you are watching, we would love you to play this game with us, okay? Now, if you want to play, then we would love you to create one chat with all your answers. So I give you an example. Could you write in the chat, give me one moment. So if you want to play, then in the chat, one response like this. 1, the location you say. 2, the verb. 3, the color, etc. So we can see all your answers in one thing. Okay, there is a reason for this. Okay, we will explain the game, but first you must decide for each category your answer. Don't think too hard. It's not a serious game. We promise. It's not a serious game. Okay, so Anna, let's do our lists. Do you have pen and paper?
I just need to grab some paper. 1 second.
No problem at all. Okay, I have pen, I have paper. So guys, we will continue to create our lists. You can start and you can write your answers for these things. Okay. There we go. Okay, so for number 1, Anna, does it need to be a big location? What kind of location do you think?
I think it can be any location. Could be your bedroom, could be Florence, could be.
Okay, so it could be a country, could be a city. fantastic. Okay, so I have my location.
Okay, me too.
So for number 2, it says an action, continuous verb. Now I gave an example here, but what do we mean by a continuous verb?
Continuous verb means it's happening now and continuing into the future. So normally a gerund with ing.
Absolutely. Okay. So a verb with ing. Okay, okay, fantastic. Okay, so I choose a verb. Yeah, I chose.
I've got
Okay. So number 3, a colour. Ooh, okay. I know which colour I'm going to choose.
this one is easy.
Yeah, easy for you. I can imagine. I know her favorite colour, so I think I know. Okay. Okay, so number 4 is an object. Okay. I think this must be singular, a singular object.
Okay.
Okay, I look around.
Okay.
Number 5, an adjective. Interesting. Okay. We must be as creative as possible, guys. I don't want any beautiful, good. No, I want the most crazy adjective you can imagine, the most ridiculous, crazy adjective it's possible. Okay. Okay, so number 6 is a food. Oh, okay, maybe you could choose your favorite food. Oh, I know my favorite food.
It's hard. Okay.
My favorite food at the moment in quarantine. It's not the same, maybe. Okay. Ooh, a body part. Ooh. Okay. A body part. This could be outside your body or could be inside, like an organ, maybe.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have an item of clothing.
Okay.
Of clothing. Maybe we could choose. Oh, okay. Okay. Then, another body part. Okay, so must be a different body part, not the same. A different body part.
Okay.
Okay. And finally, what do we have? An exclamation. Ooh, an exclamation. What's an exclamation, Anna?
Is it similar to an onomatopoeia? So it makes a loud, like a bang, crash, wow, zoom.
I think an exclamation is something we say. It's something that we would say. So something like, "Oh," when you're surprised, or
Okay.
when you're scared.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to use this one.
I have one. Okay, finished.
Oh my god, fantastic. Okay, so let's have a look at this game. Now I'm going to type my answers in as well. Maybe Anna, if you like, you could type yours too. And then we can show you our answers too, guys. I see we have people playing. This is fantastic. Excellent. Okay. I know there is a limit on the number of characters, I think. So hopefully you didn't have a problem, guys. Okay. So, Anna, did you ever play Mad Libs before?
Yes, we used to play this at school.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, guys, have you ever played Mad Libs before? Maybe you are at home like, what the hell is going on? This is ridiculous. What is this strange game you asked me to play? Okay, I think this is right. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so these are mine and Anna's answers too. Okay, so Anna, let's see. What was the point of this game? Let's have a look. Okay. So guys, Mad Libs is a very popular game very popular in America, but also in the UK. And you can see the idea is first you have a list of types of words. So a color, a verb, an adjective, a noun, a number, etc. After you write your list, then you reveal a short text and there are words missing. So you must then read the text and insert your words. And so you create a crazy story, a total nonsense story like Alice in Wonderland. Usually it does not make sense. So, Anna, shall we take it in turns to read the stories of our friends in the chat? Would you like to go first? And would you
Okay.
read for Tiziana? We will hide your answers, Tiziana, so Anna can see the text. So, Anna, for Tiziana, would you read the story, please?
Okay. In a few hours, I'm going on a date with a man I met in Rome.
Good.
We met while I was driving.
Oh, good. So continuous verb, Tiziana, driving. Good.
And it was love at first sight. When I arrived at the restaurant, he was out the front holding a green ball.
Green ball, good.
You look big, he said.
Compliment.
At the restaurant, I ordered strawberries.
Very nice.
And he ordered a pizza. When his food arrived, he started eating it with his leg. I was so shocked that I didn't even realise he was wearing a skirt on his hand. When he tried to kiss me at the end of the day, I screamed, "Wow, I don't think there will be a second date."
Wow, Tiziana, that is a fantastic story. I love the idea of him, he was holding a green ball. Like, what is the green ball?
What is the significance?
What is that? How do you order a strawberry in a restaurant? What is this?
Just
fantastic. Okay, so I will read next, Anna Maria. I will read your story with your words. So, in a few hours, I'm going on a date with a man I met in London. This is the second place where we have in. So unfortunately, this is a strange story. At is for places like a restaurant, somewhere small, but for a country or a city, in. So a man I met in London. We met while I was strolling.
Oh, lovely.
When I arrived at the restaurant, he was out front holding a red laptop.
Oh.
You look elated.
Oh no, wait. Great.
Smart. Sorry, because we have new comments. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, sorry. You look elated. Amazing. At the restaurant, I ordered Irish stew. Oh. Yes, Irish stew. One of my favorites. It's amazing. And he ordered a pizza. When his food arrived, he started eating it with his eyes. This is kind of a beautiful metaphor to eat with your eyes.
It is, yeah.
Like when you really want to eat something. Eat with your eyes, excellent. I was so shocked that I didn't even realize he was wearing legions. Oh my God. Like wearing like Roman legions, like Roman soldiers all over him. This is fantastic.
Amazing.
I didn't even, legions on his heart. Wow, this is another metaphor. Legions on his heart. Maybe he was like a military man, you know, maybe a little like he was in the army, perhaps. You know. When he tried to kiss me at the end of the date, I screamed, "Gosh, I don't think there will be a date." No, Anna Maria, I agree with you. No second date. Crazy man. I think nothing. All right, amazing. So, Anna, would you like to read for Alessandra her fantastic story?
So, in a few hours, I'm going on a date with a man I met in Vienna.
Excellent.
We met while I was eating, and it was love at first sight.
Wonderful.
When I arrived at the restaurant, he was out the front holding a red Oh, laptop.
So interesting. Anna Maria and Alessandra, you both chose a red laptop.
That's
Oh,
right.
so interesting. Oh my God, fantastic.
Okay. You look smart, he said. Always good to look smart on a date. At the restaurant, I ordered sushi and he ordered a pizza. When his food arrived, he started eating it with his legs.
Another leg.
His legs. I was so shocked that I didn't even realise he was wearing a hat on his hand.
Brilliant.
When he tried to kiss me at the end of the date, I screamed, "Oh my God!"
Perfect.
I don't think there will be a second date.
Oh, again, another strange
So
person.
good.
Anna Maria, thank you for clarifying. Not legions, sorry, leggings.
Leggings.
Leggings, I think it makes more sense. Although I love the idea of wearing Roman legions on you. I don't know how this would work, but I love the idea. So fantastic.
I feel like I would go on a second date with a man that wore Roman legions.
I would. Honestly, I think I would just be so interested. Like, how did you attach them
For
to?
sure. Yeah.
All right, amazing. So we have another person here. Hi, Alice. Welcome. You're joining us. Another one from Venice. Fantastic. So welcome today. And fantastic, you immediately participated. So fantastic. So I will read for Alice.
Okay.
So in a few hours, I'm going on a date with a man I met at the swimming pool. Very nice. While we met, I was loving. And it was love at first sight. I love this. When I arrived at the restaurant, he was out front holding a purple lamp. Very intriguing. You look soft. You look soft, he said. Could be a compliment. At the restaurant, I ordered meatballs, sensible choice, and he ordered a pizza. When his food arrived, he started eating it with his lips. Yes, almost correct. I was so shocked that I didn't even realize he was wearing a skirt on his thumb. Like a very small skirt. I love this. Just like you could dance with your thumb in a skirt. When he tried to kiss me at the end of the date, I screamed, "Get on with it!" That is amazing, Alice.
Perfect.
Perfect response. If a man is trying to kiss you, being very slow and very romantic, just say, "Get on with it! Come on, hurry up!" I love this romantic choice. This is fantastic, Alice. Brilliant.
Perfect.
Okay. Oh, although Alice jumps in, apparently there's a modification. A man was wearing a skirt on his thumb. Yeah, absolutely. This is perfect. This is brilliant. I love this idea. Good. Okay, now Anna, you wrote first, but would you like to read my answers and then I can read yours?
Okay.
So these were mine, guys. Okay, so Anna, please.
In a few hours, I'm going on a date with a man I met in my garden. We met whilst I was drinking. And it was love at first sight. When I arrived at the restaurant, he was out the front holding Bordeaux hand sanitizer.
Yes, because in English, the colour that Italians say Bordeaux, we say burgundy. Like a nice purple red colour. So in Italian, you say Bordeaux, but in English, we say burgundy. So they are both wines from France, but you guys chose Bordeaux and we chose burgundy. Fantastic.
Okay. You look fragrant, he said.
You smell delicious.
At the restaurant, I ordered ramen and he ordered a pizza. When his food arrived, he started eating it with his eyebrows.
Difficult, very difficult.
I was so shocked that I didn't even realise he was wearing a cardigan on his ankle.
Difficult too. You couldn't walk very well. You would constantly fall the cardigan.
When he tried to kiss me at the end of the date, I screamed, "Gosh!" I don't think there will be a second date.
Gosh. This is the second gosh. I love this. Anna Maria chose gosh as well. It's one of my favourite exclamations. Gosh.
It's very British.
Very British. Yes, very British. Because I think it's preferred. Some people prefer it because some people don't like to say God.
Yeah.
So people say gosh instead. Okay, brilliant. And last but not least, we have Anna's choices. So I will read for you, Anna. Okay, in a few hours, I'm going on a date with a man I met in Malta. While we met, I was singing, and it was love at first sight. When I arrived at the restaurant, he was out front holding a pink hat. I knew it was pink, absolutely. You look insane, he said. Wow, this is a very bad first impression. For a man to say, wow, you look crazy, you look insane. Like, oh, thanks. At the restaurant, I ordered lasagna and he ordered a pizza. Okay, so this must be an Italian restaurant. Fantastic. When his food arrived, he started eating it with his tummy. Wow, again, like a very difficult thing to do. Okay. I was so shocked that I didn't even realize he was wearing jeans on his nose. Wow, I don't know how this works, but okay, fantastic. When he tried to kiss me at the end of the date, I screamed, fantastic. I don't know a second bit. Maybe when you say fantastic at the end, maybe this was ironic. Maybe this was sarcastic.
Sarcastic, for sure.
Fantastic. Yeah, great. Really good. So I imagine this is sarcastic. So, okay. Amazing. Oh my God, guys, this was so great. This was such a great exercise. And you guys did so well. I loved your creative responses. They were brilliant.
Yeah, really good.
Ask, can we do it again? I wish. Honestly, the beautiful thing about Mad Libs is when you do the list, when you write your words, you don't know the story. Because if you know the story, you try to create a story that makes sense. But the funny part of the Mad Lib is you don't know the story first. So you create this strange list and then you see the story. But if you enjoyed this, guys, then you can find Mad Libs online. And if you want, for your pleasure and for some practice, you could create your own. And you can play the game. It's really fun. It's a very fun game with your friends. So.
Also, if you want to listen to English with Mad Libs, there's lots of videos on YouTube. If you just type in Mad Libs into YouTube, there's loads of different videos.
I didn't know that.
If you want to watch people making Mad Libs, they're quite funny.
Wow, that's really interesting. I didn't know that. Amazing. All right, so Anna, shall we move on?
Yes, let's.
Okay. So, interesting question.
Okay, what is creative writing?
Okay.
Kate, would you like to read?
Absolutely. So, creative writing is a type of writing exercise that focuses on the writing process instead of the content. During creative writing, the emphasis is on your thought process and your imagination. Creative writing is great practice for learning to think in English. How often do you write? Is it usually for work or just for fun? So we've got some really interesting questions. Before we look at this in more detail, just briefly, Anna, this is a really interesting idea. So would you recommend students participate in creative writing? Do you think it's a good exercise for students to do?
Yeah, I think it's really good because you can obviously be creative and you can try out different things, and it's slightly different to when you just talk English normally to people. This is more imaginative, so you can have a bit more fun with it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. Yeah, it definitely you definitely have you are forced almost to be more inventive. In fact, there is an interesting word here, the word process. It focuses on the writing process. So we often think about writing, and when you write, there are usually two types. So we can say there is process writing and production writing. So process and production are two types of writing. So a process task is something like creative writing. So it doesn't really matter what you create at the end. it's not really important if you produce one sentence or you write 12 pages. It doesn't matter because you did it for the process, for the journey, to experiment, to physically write in English. Production writing is when it's more important the end result. For example, if you write a letter or you write an email, yes, it's important to practice and to be writing, but in the end, you must write an email or you must write a letter. So there are some typical structures. Usually we begin in the same way, we end in the same way. Usually there are some structures. But for process writing, you can do what you prefer. So it's very good practice, and it's a bit like when you speak. It's like fluency. So when you do creative writing, you practice the same skill as when you speak, because you are in the process of creating language. So it's very important, guys, very important. Okay, so let's have a look, shall we, Anna, at some interesting expressions in English to give some ideas to our students for expressions they could add to make their writing perhaps a little bit more interesting.
Okay, so expressions. What do you think these expressions mean? In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. You can't hide an elephant in a mouse hole. Eaten at their own game. When pigs fly, pigs might fly. Slow off the mark.
Ooh, okay, so these are really interesting. It's like a mix of idioms and some typical expressions that we say in English. So it's an interesting mix of things here. So guys in the chat, how many of these do you know? Have you heard these expressions before? And what do they mean? What do they mean? So, Anna, is there any vocabulary you think we need to talk about before we discuss these expressions?
I don't think so. Potentially mark, just because it has a few meanings.
Oh,
so maybe to clarify.
This is an excellent point. Okay, so what's the verb to mark? What does this mean?
Normally to mark is to draw, circle, or tick a certain piece of information or a subject.
Yeah, absolutely. We could say maybe to make corrections.
Yeah, I think
to score and to give a score. So when a teacher says to you, "Oh yes, I want you to do some homework and I'll mark it," they mean I will make corrections for you, and it's possible that I will give you a score. Maybe not, but maybe I will give you a percent, or oh, you got 12 out of 15, really good, for example. So the verb to mark is like this, but here it's a noun. So what do we mean? Which sport is this related to, Anna?
I believe running.
Absolutely. And where is the mark when you are running?
The mark is the start line.
Fantastic. Ooh, so guys, we're giving you, this is a strong hint here for what this final expression could mean, because this is the meaning of the mark here. It's the starting line when you are in a race. So have a think if you can understand. So we have an answer from Tiziana here, Anna. Okay, so let's have a look.
Okay, for instance, a normal person could appear very intelligent if the others are ignorant.
This is brilliant, Tiziana. Anna,
perfect. Yes, literally. I don't think I could have worded it better myself.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so either. So this is a more general explanation. Those with little have more than those with none. So this is more of a sort of a almost scientific explanation. It's more general. But Tiziana, I think I prefer your explanation. I think I prefer what you say. Now, Anna, in your opinion, is this a positive expression? Do we say this in a positive situation?
No, I don't think so.
I agree.
it's a little bit undermining, a little bit patronizing, perhaps.
Yes, I agree with you. Yes. And I think we use it to emphasize in a situation where we see one person who is behaving in a superior way, but actually they don't know very much, only they know more than the other people, only. So maybe they are stupid, maybe they are really ignorant, but they know more than the other people. So they behave in a superior way. This is usually the situation, I think, usually.
Yeah.
However, I feel also you can use it in a more like surreptitious kind of way to take advantage.
Yeah.
So maybe in your work, maybe you work with many people who are very bad with technology, for example, and everyone has a big problem to understand technology. Maybe you are not fantastic with technology. Maybe you are okay, you understand a little, but because everyone else is terrible, they think you are like a god, you are technology genius because you understand a little. So maybe you say to your boss, listen, I really understand technology and I am really valuable. So I think you should pay me more money to be your technology assistant or something. You could be very, surreptitious, because in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is the king, and you are the king in this case.
Yeah.
So it could be like ambitious, or it could be cynical, I think.
I agree.
All right, so we have number 2. So Anna, this is Alessandra's idea. What do you think?
Okay, show something that is evident.
So what do you think? And
yeah, I think that's pretty good. Because it's obvious. It's stating the obvious.
oh, yeah, absolutely. Now Tiziana has another suggestion. What do you think about this one?
You cannot put a lot of science in an ignorant person. Ooh.
Very interesting.
Nice.
I think I agree a little more with Alessandra. I think Alessandra is a little closer with the explanation. Let's have a look at the idea and see who is more correct. Anna?
Ah, you can't hide what's obvious. Sorry.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, so yeah, I think Alessandra is a little closer. So an elephant is huge and a mouse hole is very small. So if you try to hide an elephant in a mouse hole, I think it's not possible.
Impossible.
So I understand. Yeah, I can see where you come from. I understand what you mean. Can you think of a different idiom for this situation, Anna? There is one I can think of. Maybe it could be.
I don't know. Another idiom. What do you think?
Well, there is one. It could be right, but Well, okay.
Maybe ignorance is bliss, but I don't know.
You know what? Yours is better. Okay, I think it's a little different, but I agree. I think this is a really good one.
It is slightly different.
What does it mean, ignorance is bliss, Anna? It's quite obvious.
Ignorance is bliss. It just means that you ignore the problems because it's easier for you to not see them.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Definitely. Like you could say happy people, or rather, you are happy when you don't know the truth. If you don't know the truth, probably you are more happy. Yeah.
Yes.
And often we say ignorance is bliss. Often when we are trying, like la 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 la, no, I don't want to know. No, ignorance is bliss. No, I don't want to know.
Yes, for this is very common in England. If me and my brothers and sisters go out the next day, my mum is very ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. Very, very good. Good mum points. Yeah, she doesn't want to know what you did.
Doesn't want to know what we got up to.
This, and you're safe. This is in both forms.
Yep.
Okay, so what about number 3, Anna?
Okay, beat them at their own game.
We have an excellent example from Alessandra.
Okay, win a challenge with the enemy's rules.
Yes, I love this, Alessandra. I love
Yeah.
it. Let's see our explanation. So
Nice.
our explanation says, do better than those who control or know the game well. Yeah, absolutely. It's like if someone plays with bad rules, okay, you play with bad rules.
Yeah.
You beat this person at the game they invented. So it's like a fighting idea. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, number 4, Anna, what does this emphasize?
Okay, when pigs fly, pigs might fly. When pigs fly, I think it means oh, this one's hard to explain. It's like when the impossible happens, which is probably never going to happen.
Exactly. So in a situation when it's obviously it won't happen, you can just say, yeah, when pigs fly, yeah. To emphasize, it will never happen. Come on, don't be stupid. Don't believe this. Yeah, when pigs fly.
Yeah.
And finally, with our explanation of mark, Anna, what does this mean if you're slow off the mark?
Slow off the mark just means you're slow to take up whatever the task or subject is.
Fantastic. Yeah, you don't move quickly mentally. So you are slow to begin something. Yeah. Fantastic. So guys, here are some interesting expressions. Next time you do some creative writing, see if you can include them. Maybe you can take a picture on your phone and then you can use these in the future. It's always a good idea to experiment with language because if you use the language, you will remember it. But if you don't use these expressions, probably it's more easy to forget. So my recommendation is always use new language and then you will remember better the language. This is my opinion anyway. All right, guys, we are on time. We are finished. Thank you so much for joining us again. It was so lovely to see all of you. Have a wonderful evening. And we will see you again soon. Thank you so much, guys. See you again soon. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye.